Then we're looking at fish. So here's the breakdown of chordates, and we're going to look at the top portion where we have agnantha, cartilaginous fish, and bony fish. In the first class, agnantha, jawless cartilage fish, they have no paired limbs. They have a notochord that persists into adulthood. Remember, a notochord is a characteristic of all chordates. And here's a picture of some. They're kind of flat eel looking. They don't have a cephalization, so to speak, but their jaw is round, not hinged. Some of them are those that latch on to other animals and suck their blood. Cool, huh? Second class is Chondrichthyes. They have jaws, they have cartilage for their skeleton, and they have paired fins. And here's some examples: Notorious jaws, sharks and rays, and hammerhead, some hammerheads, and fish like that. The last one is Osteichthyes. They have jaws, they have bones, paired limbs. A typical fish that you think of, catfish, etc. Let's look at jawless fish first.
Did you know there are more kinds of fish than all other kinds of water and land vertebrates put together? Greatly in shape, color, and size. Fish live almost anywhere there's water. Scientists who study fish, called ichthyologists, have identified and classified over 25,000 different species of fish. There are several major groupings of extinct and living fishes. The jawless fishes in the class Agnantha first appeared over 500 million years ago, and for more than 100 million years were the only vertebrates. These snake-like fish include present-day lampreys and hagfishes. You observe. What makes this fish look unusual? That's right. It does not have a characteristic head with jaws. These jawless fish have a skeleton made of cartilage and are considered to be the most primitive of all vertebrates. Besides not having a jaw, they also lack the paired fins and scales that other fish possess. There are only about 40 species of lampreys and about 60 species of hagfishes. Most lampreys are parasitic. That means they obtain food by attaching their round sucker-like mouths to the bodies of other fishes. The lampreys then suck the blood and body fluids of the fish for nourishment. Hagfishes, another type of jawless fish, are scavengers, feeding off dead fishes or large invertebrates.
Okay, let's look at the other class, Chondrichthyes. They are fish that have cartilage instead of bone, and examples are the sharks and rays. Let's look at this video about them.
The waters here off the Florida coast are inhabited with some of the oldest and at times most dangerous fishes, the cartilaginous fishes. Cartilaginous fish, belonging to the class Chondrichthyes, include sharks, rays, and skates. Nearly all members of this class, of which there are over 850 species, live in the ocean. Their ancestors date back hundreds of millions of years. The common characteristic of these organisms is a skeleton made of a durable but strong material called cartilage. You compare the shape of this shark to that of this fish. The shark has a streamlined, torpedo-shaped body compared to the flattened, wing-like body of the skate. Sharks use their sleek bodies for swiftly catching prey, while the bodies of skates and rays are adapted to life on the sea floor. Unlike jawless fishes, cartilaginous fish have movable lower and upper jaws. In some shark species, the strong jaws are lined with several rows of razor-sharp teeth. Rays and skates have flattened wing-like bodies with whip-like tails that often include sharp, poisonous barbs. A shark's body is adapted for powerful, fast swimming, thrashing its way through the water with its strong tail. Most sharks are carnivorous, preying on fish and other marine organisms. Some, however, such as the basking shark and whale shark, are filter feeders, meaning they eat microscopic plants and animals. Sharks obtain oxygen as water passes through their mouth and over their gills as they swim. They possess well-developed sense organs, including a keen ability to detect vibrations and smells, enabling them to find food and avoid predators.
Okay, so characteristics of chondrichthyes. They have jaws and paired appendages. They have electroreceptor system. They have an endoskeleton that's cartilaginous, no swim bladder or lung, and respiration by means of 5 to 7 pairs of gills with separate and exposed gill slits. Let's look at this video that talks about some of these other things with the other fish.
We humans like to think we've made every corner of the planet our own. We haven't. There are places on Earth where different rules apply, where we are truly out of our element. Fish have adapted to live their entire lives here, and they have the equipment to do it. All fish have backbones. They're all cold-blooded. Fish tend to live in the water and breathe through gills. There are more species of fish than all the species of amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals combined. Fish are a diverse bunch, and each has had to find its own way.
Okay, so the chondrichthyes do follow some of the things that all fish have. Their cartilaginous backbone and their gills. So sharks is an example, and you can see here that there are different fins that take place in the shark. And the other things that are common to sharks, they don't have swim bladders, so if they stop moving, they will sink to the bottom. They're scavengers, and they eat a wide variety of food. The powerful muscles in their tail propel them forward, while the dorsal or back fin functions to stabilize, and the lateral fins provide lift in the water. So water flows over the shark's mouth and through the gills, enabling the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. They have a lateral line system, a row of sensory organs running along each side of the body, and it's sensitive to very small changes in water pressure and enables shark to feel minor vibrations caused by swimming animals.
Oh, Emily, you missed this happened this morning.
What? Did you miss this happened this morning?
And the sharks and the rays are a family of flat-bodied animals, fish, found in warm and temperate seas. Rays have broad, flattened bodies with eyes located in the upper surface of the body, while the mouth and gills are located on the lower surface. The upper surface of the body is dark colored, while the lower surface is light colored. This is called counter shading and is a technique many marine animals use for protection as well as predation. Let's look at this particular ray shark. So it is part of the ray family, mostly because its mouth and eyes are on the bottom surface with 2 dorsal fins. Okay, all other fishes are called bony fishes because their skeletons contain bone hardened by calcium compounds. All their fishes are examples here. And here, this one actually looks like it's walking. And here, some characteristics of Osteichthyes. Skeleton are bony, vertebrae are numerous. Skin with mucus glands are embedded with dermal scales, some without scales. And they have paired fins, a mouth with many teeth, some toothless, jaws present, and respiration by gills supported by bony gill arches covered by the operculum. So the operculum and the air sac are interesting features. Let's look at the video.
If you've recently eaten fish, most likely it was a bony fish belonging to the class Osteichthyes. Osteichthyes are the largest class of vertebrates, consisting of over thousands of species. Osteichthyes are a very diverse group that's abundant in both saltwater and freshwater. Most members of this group have bony skeletons, paired fins, swim bladders, a highly developed lateral line system, and overlapping scales. The major groups of bony fishes include lobe-finned fishes, lungfishes, and ray-finned fishes. Lobe-finned fishes, once thought to be extinct, were discovered when an example of a coelacanth was caught in 1938. Coelacanths are the only living examples of lobe-finned fishes. Lungfishes, a close relative of the coelacanth, possess lung-like structures that enable them to breathe outside of water during periods of drought. You're probably most familiar with examples of ray-finned fishes. Common examples include salmon, perch, tuna, trout, and swordfish, to name just a few. Ray-finned fishes are the largest group of bony fishes. They possess fan-like fins supported by rays of thin bones. They vary greatly in form and behavior and are widely distributed throughout the Earth's waters. Their origins are traced back to the Devonian period, and their evolution is widely supported in the fossil record. Modern-day ray-finned fishes have proliferated into thousands of species. Common characteristics include dorsal fins, paired pelvic fins, well-developed eyes, and other well-developed sensory organs.
Okay, general characteristics of bony fishes. They have special adaptations that allow them to remain buoyant, unlike the sharks. This organ is called a swim bladder, housed under the bony skeleton, and is a gas-filled chamber that allows the bony fish to remain floating. The operculum is another structure, a bone on each side of the fish that covers the chambers housing the gill. It protects the gills. The bony fish is able to breathe without swimming simply by moving the operculum. So here's the swim bladder, and the operculum is down here. They also have a lateral line system like the shark, a keen sense of smell, and good eyesight. Other general characteristics: flattened, stiff scales made of bone often cover the skin. Glands in the skin secrete slimy mucus that helps fishes glide more easily through the water. Most bony fish are ray-finned fish, meaning that they have thin, flexible skeletal rays. Lobe-finned fish, the other type of bony fish, have muscular fins supported by bones. Only one species of lobe-finned fish, as we saw in the movie, exists. Other hallmarks of these fish are paired fins, many teeth, dermal scales, and numerous vertebrae. Most are ray fin, meaning they have thin, flexible skeletal rays. And again, a little bit about lobefish. Only one species exists. Two internal key features of the bony fish are the air sac and the two-chambered heart, along with the operculum. Two chambers of the heart. It'll be important. Diversity of bony fish. Many biologists now recognize three separate classes: the rayfin, the lobefin, and the lungfish. Rayfin fishes. There's a lot of them, including trout, bass, perch, tuna. Fins consist of webs or skin supported by bony rays or spines. The air sac is adapted as a swim bladder. And bony fish can remain motionless in water without sinking, unlike most sharks. Lobefin fishes have muscular fins to support their stout bones. Not common today, but they may use their common muscular fins to walk along the bottom of the water. Coelacanths are found in the deep waters off the coast of Madagascar. Lungfish can be found in continents of the southern hemisphere. They generally inhabit some ponds and swamps. The air sac of a lungfish branches into two lobes that function as lungs. Lungfish also have gills that enable animals to obtain oxygen from water. Let's look at an interesting fish called the flying fish.
The underwater world is a dangerous place, whether it's a river, a lake, or an ocean. Most dangerous of all is the open sea, because when predators strike here, there is nowhere to hide. For most fish, that is. Free of the water, flying fish soar on long fins adapted for airborne escape. But escaping predators is only half the battle. They also have to make sure there's a next generation. These flying fish are searching for something that will make this possible. A bit of flotsam. They're in luck. A palm frond. Perfect. A tiny raft adrift in a huge ocean. And, like a raft, it offers sanctuary, not for the flying fish, but for their eggs. The first females to arrive lay their eggs on the raft. Then the males swim by and release their sperm. Soon, thousands join in. Countless strands of eggs are laid and fertilized. The safest place to lay them is right inside the frond. But for some, the attempt proves fatal. They become entombed in what is now a living sculpture. Finally, the raft starts to sink under the weight of so many casualties. In just a few days, Safely hidden below the surface, the eggs will begin to hatch.
That's an interesting take on flying fish. The end.